Alright guys, hello, and I want to welcome you to this thing I want to try. It's the top 10 wrestlers that I love to photograph. It's a selection of all the wrestlers that I've worked with. But first of all, I want to say that photography isn't free, wrestling photography isn't free, and if you want to sponsor the show and support your local wrestling photographer, you know what, I'll put my contact info on the bottom, and you can contact me there. This week's sponsor is DJ Grimm. You can check out all his music down below. His SoundCloud, his email, his Facebook, and whatever else he might have, right down in the link area in the spot box. So let's get this started with the top 10 wrestlers that I like to photograph. Number 10 is none other than Frank Stone. Frank Stone, the reason he's in number 10 is I haven't worked with him a lot. But he told me once that he looks for me whenever he goes to do a spot. Not all the time, but he kind of looks for me when he goes to do a spot, and that goes to show for a bunch of great photographs. So number 10, Frank Stone. Coming in at number 9 is Santana G. Even though I haven't shot her a lot, I've shot her enough times to know that she is an awesome worker to shoot. And every time she comes out, I know that she's gonna do something cool, and I'm gonna get it. From her fluid moves and her stunning appearance, it's a great combination for awesome photographs. Coming in at number 8 is Alex Chamberlain. Here's another one that I haven't shot a lot. I will be shooting a lot in the future between SuperCon shows and any other show, obviously. He's another one where his physique and techniques combine together to produce awesome photos, and yeah, that earns his spot number 8. Number 7 is another guy that I haven't shot a lot, but I've known for a very long time. His unique gimmick and style just proves for some of the most entertaining and fun photos that I've ever shot. Even though some of his matches are more serious than comical, Milo B is an awesome person to shoot 100% of the time. And number 6, coming up next week, and Shot for Spot episode, these two guys go together in a match that I shot at Vintage. Maxwell Chicago, another one whose gimmick is mind-blowingly awesome. Not only is his matches fun to watch, but it's fun to shoot at the same time. Number 5 is someone that I've known way before I started taking pictures, when I started refereeing, and then that led into me being a photographer. As I grew as a photographer, he grew as a wrestler. I've come to learn his moves and how he moves, his techniques, so that's led to a lot of my favorite photographs come from South Florida's Joker. Number 4, I'm gonna say this, and I always say this, he didn't make the list, and he's not included in most of my videos just because he's my brother, but because he led me into this wrestling scene and eventually the photography scene as well. He's always looking for me, just like Frank Stone. He's always looking for me to do his spots, and if he's not looking for me, he knows I'm gonna be in the right place. Growing up with him, knowing his gimmicks, and growing with him as a wrestler as well, has led me to know where to be when I need to get the shot. So, and number 4 is Maverick. Number 3 is someone who I just recently started to shoot. I started shooting him at Animate, I shot him at SuperCon, and I shot him at the latest Pro show. Ever since he came out playing Alex from Clockwork Orange, I knew this guy was going to be awesome to shoot. And it proves ever since I shot Animate, I've been getting awesome shots of Jude Mackenzie. Number 2, we're at the top 2 now. Number 2 is someone that I've grown with ever since I started wrestling photography. Actually, my very first wrestling photography gig included him in the show. And one of my favorite shots of all time is him and DBK in this outdoor show at Gallo, which is a big event that happens in Little Havana. And ever since then, I've grown with him him as a wrestler and me as a photographer. The same as Joker, same as Dash. But he keeps turning up the level. It's like he keeps turning the knob on his wrestling, and it never ceases to disappoint ever. So ERA, he places number 2 in my top 10 wrestlers to photo shoot. He actually worked a match a few weeks ago with my number 1, which is Aron Agony. That's right, guys. I haven't known him for long as much as some of the other wrestlers. He's actually the youngest wrestler on this list and the newest wrestler on this list. But every time he gets in the ring, from his first match to actually I think it's to get to see his first match. From some of his first matches to the very last match that I got at Vintage, actually. Always front page shots, always crisp, always well timed, and it's sort of like a weird coordination that we have. And I guess I would like to call him like the most photogenic wrestler that I've ever shot. And it's crazy. It's just, I know that every time he comes out, I'm gonna get a good shot. Done. 100% sure. Every time he comes out, I know I'm gonna get a good shot. And that's why he's number 1. And he's gonna continue giving me good shots. And yeah, so number 1. That's it. That's my list. And actually, I would like to add a bonus because it's not easy containing so many wrestlers that I know that I have shot into just 10. So I'm gonna do this thing called the Spillover 5. Yay! And the Spillover 5, I'm not gonna give any description. I'm just gonna put out some names, put out some photos so you guys can see, and that's it. So these are the 5 people that I wish I could put in my top 10, but I couldn't because my top 10 was so strong. Derek Drexel, Max Stardom, Adrian Marks, Solo Darling, and Edward Malkin. I hope you guys enjoy. Let me know if you want to see more of these. I will be more than happy to do any top 10, any top 10 of whatever. But these are my top 10 of my favorite wrestlers to photograph. And once again, it's brought to you by DJ Grimm. And you can see all his links down below. Photography isn't free. Wrestling photography is definitely not free. If you'd like to sponsor, contact me in the spot box down below. And you've been watching another episode of Shot for Spot. See ya.